it's Amy with A2Z Stamping, and today I'm doing a traditional scrapbook layout for you. I have this one 4x6 photo of my friend, one of my BFFs here, Allison, and her daughter Kylie when she was a baby, and I wanted to do a layout with this. And I wasn't totally sure what I wanted to do, so whenever I'm not completely sure, I use my stamps to inspire me. And I wanted to use the Definitely Dahlia background stamps. Background stamps are great, especially for scrapbooking, because there's a lot you can do with them. So I'll show you the idea I came up with. So the first thing I always do is, whenever I'm doing a scrapbook layout, no matter how many pictures I have, I always crop my pictures first to exactly how I want them. So this is a standard 4x6 photo, and I was fine with it just the way it was. And actually, let me check just to make sure. Yep, 4x6. Okay. I think the standard 4x6 photos are a little bit short of the 6, but we'll just go with that. Okay, so I'm starting with a 12x12 piece of our Whisper White cardstock, which you can get in 12x12. It's a great background piece. Then I took a piece of our powder pink 12x12 cardstock. So this, all of our in colors you can get in 12x12. They come with all the in colors in a pack. So powder pink is from the 2017 to 2019 in colors. And I cut a 1/4 inch off two sides, okay? Just so that I would get a tiny border so that when I mounted it on here, you have a little bit of white showing. And I'm just gonna grab some snail and stick it in each corner and then get it on there. I like to, you will often see me do that where I do a 1/4 inch border around. I think it just kind of, I don't know, makes it nicer to kind of have a mat or a frame for your layout. Okay, so for my picture, I wanted to just mount these in several, can you guys hear that? I think my smoke alarm isn't going off, but the battery might be dead. So I wanted to use basic gray to kind of match what they're wearing in the pictures. So I'm gonna mount this photo in the basic gray. So this, since this is 4x6, this is 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. I hope that's not too annoying. Can you guys even hear that beeping? And then I have a piece of powder pink again, which is 4 1/2 by 6 1/2, and we're gonna mount that right on top of here. Hopefully that's my smoke detector, not my carbon monoxide detector going off, but I'll check it in a second. Okay, and finally, I'm gonna mount that onto Whisper White cardstock. Like I said, I like to do a lot of matting. And if I'm only doing one photo on a layout, you kind of need a lot of other stuff going out. So this one will be 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. Okay, let's go ahead and layer that on there. Okay, and that's gonna go about right here. But before I do that, I'm gonna take this basic gray stitch satin ribbon. So this is, let's see, 3/8 inch basic gray stitch satin ribbon, that's what it's called. And I'm going to actually wrap it around the whole, or I need to cut it just a little bit longer than the length of my layout. So I'm just gonna cut a piece. And I'm going to wrap it around, let's see. I take it like so, wrap it around and flip it over, and I'm going to take a piece of Scotch tape and I'm going to tape these ends down. Normally, if it was a card, I would just use my adhesive and stick it down, but since I'm not going to be sticking this to anything, I don't want adhesive on the back. There we go. Okay. And next, this can go on right here. Like so. And then not finally, but then next, on my computer on Whisper White cardstock, I just printed Allison and Kylie Marie, and the date was July 5th, 2006. And this is measuring 4 1/4 by 1 1/2. And I like to use the hex codes for all of our colors so that when I print it, I can get it to match exactly the color I want. I could also hand journal it with our markers if I wanted, but I like to do stuff on the computer. Okay, and I'm mounting it onto this piece of basic gray cardstock, which is 4 1/4 by 2 1/4. And this is just gonna go right below their photo, like so. Okay. All right, so then we've got this side of our layout, and I'm gonna kind of scooch it over just a little bit, and let me show you where the Definitely Dahlia background stamp comes in. So it's a clear mount stamp. It's nice and big like this. you will need your F block to stamp this, or you can do it without a block. You could just lay it flat and then do your paper over the top. So I wanted to stamp this, and I actually will do it. I'll show you. I'm going to set my layout aside for a second, and I need a piece of background paper. And I have 3 pieces of Whisper White cardstock here, and they're just cut into squares. Let me give you the exact measurement. So these are 4x4 squares. And I'm going to stamp the dahlia onto it. I already stamped it on 2 of them. See, in the powder pink ink. Grab my powder pink. I seem to be using a lot of powder pink this week. So I'm going to stamp one more onto this one. And what I like to do is I lay it flat, and I like to ink up my background stamps like this, just because they're so big. I find this the easier way. Sorry if I'm jumbling my camera around. Okay, so get it nice and inked up. It's pretty heavy and big. Okay, so just stick this down, and I'm gonna just flip it over, and I don't actually care where this ends up on here. It's gonna stamp off a little bit, and I was okay with that. So get it on there and press, 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 press. And when I lift, a lot of times this comes up with it, so I kind of give it one final little press and then lift it off, and there we go. Isn't that so cool? And you clean these off just like any other. Just kind of get it on here, dry it off, and that's all clean and ready to be put away. Okay, let me close up my ink. Okay, so I did the other 2, as I said, just to save a little bit of time. Move this back out of the way. Move this back into the shot. Okay, so I have 3 of these. And 2 of them are going to go just like so. And the third one, actually I'm going to go like this, I think. It's going to go right in the middle, but I want to mount this one. So I took a piece of powder pink cardstock, 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, going to mount that on there, and then a piece of basic gray, 4 1/2 by 4 1/2, and I'm going to mount all of these like that. So let me grab some more snail adhesive. Okay, so this goes on here, and this one's going to go on here. Okay, and then I just kind of decide how this is going to go. So I want this one to be just like this. Okay, so these ones, I think I was correct, are going to go over like this. All right, so I'm going to mount those on just like that. So let me do these 2. So I'm using my stamp as my embellishment, which is perfect, and that's how you should be using them. I mean, if you've got the stamps, use them in your scrapbooks too. And like I said, I use them for my inspiration sometimes when I can't think of what to do on a layout. Okay, so this one's gonna go just like this. Okay, and then the last thing I wanna do is I'm gonna take right up here at the top, I'm just gonna take more of this basic gray ribbon, and I'm gonna tie a bow. And that will finish up my layout. So let's do a bow right here. And I was just gonna do a knot like that, but I think I'll attempt a bow. Let's see here, up, over the top. I do love just the knots, but let's go ahead and give this a try. See if we can get it on the first try here. That wasn't too bad, actually. Okay, and let's go ahead and cut these a little bit shorter. And that is my layout. Isn't that so cute? So simple. And using the background stamp really made all the difference. So there you go. There's my traditional scrapbook page, just with one simple 4x6 picture, but it's still, there was enough going on there with using the giant background stamps that it doesn't, you can use one photo on a 12x12 page. Sorry guys, I'm having trouble getting the words out. So anyway, I hope this inspires you and you will get out your background stamps and use them for inspiration on a layout. I hope you guys will subscribe to my YouTube channel and find me on Facebook. My group is called A to Z Stamping. Thanks guys, bye.